Okay, I'm going to do a study on the giants, because I stumbled upon this looking for some verses for my next video, which is going to be music in the Bible. But do a quick little study on the giants and on the sons of God. And it goes into a lot of detail, into a lot of depth, and could get a lot deeper. Well, let's start here. And it came to pass after this that there was again a battle with the Philistines at Gob. Then Sibbachai the Hushathite slew Saph, which was of the sons of the giant. And there was again a battle in Gob with the Philistines, where Elhanan, the son of Jerorgim, a Bethlehemite, slew the brother of Goliath the Gittite, the staff of whose spear was like a weaver's beam. And there was yet a battle in Gath, where was a man of great stature, that had on every hand 6 fingers, and on every foot 6 toes, 24 in number. And he also was born to the giant. And when he defied Israel, Jonathan, the son of Shemaiah, the brother of David, slew him. These 4 were born to the giant in Gath, and fell by the hand of David, and by the hand of his servants. So, giants existing in the Bible. Do you know that there's been plenty of archaeological evidence that confirms the existence of giants, and not all of it was destroyed, like the Smithsonian does anytime they receive any evidence which proves that the Bible is true? Just the whole existence of giants completely destroys the theory of evolution. Completely. And did you know that some of the bones of the giants that they found in around like the ancient Incas and all that, they had on every hand 6 fingers, and on every foot 6 toes. It's interesting. That's so amazing. How does that work in the theory of evolution? You have to understand that you don't live in a universe like what you were told. That whole paradigm was to deceive you, to make you think, well, I don't have to live as if there's a God watching over me, because maybe there just really isn't a God, and maybe all this religion is just a bunch of stuff to make people feel better. It makes you feel better, but it's based on the truth, and that's why it makes you feel better. Because the Bible is not a fantastical book, a fantasy book. What you're told is science is fantasy. And I've been trying to tell you that. But it's funny, that one subject is the subject that will get you more hatred and mocking and make people distance themselves from you more than anything. So this is why I'm never going to stop talking about flat Earth, because it's the truth, and our universe proves it, which proves creation and the Bible. So I'm never going to stop talking about it. Get over it. Anywho, chapter 6. It came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. And it says, it's clearly describing that those are the giants in those days. After that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, they bare children to them. The same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. So, the offspring of the fallen angels, the sons of God, who fell and they sinned, it talks about if God spared not the angels that sinned in the book of Peter, but reserved them in chains to everlasting darkness. That's what it's talking about. The book of Peter shines a little more light on the book of Genesis. So, these giants, they came about to exist through the intermingling of essentially fallen angel DNA with the DNA of men. And if you do research in ancient Egyptian history and Sumerian history of the text and the artwork, they literally describe the exact same thing that the Bible describes. There's a lot of videos talking about the Nephilim online. It'll go into detail about that. And the ancient Sumerians and Egyptians said, these gods came down from heaven and they altered human DNA, and they give this whole explanation for the universe. They even have what looks like the heliocentric model drawn out in these ancient Egyptian drawings. I don't know if people understand, but what's going on is what it talks about in Ephesians 6:12. Spiritual wickedness in high places. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers, against principalities, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. It says right here, and God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that these fallen angels came down and started to deceive these people, telling them that they live in this universe. It's talking about Planet X. I have seen the illustrations of the ancient Egyptians, and it actually shows the heliocentric model. Do you understand that the Freemasons created the heliocentric model, but they essentially got it from the demons? This whole idea that was created that's blinded people from the knowledge of God, it literally comes from the mind of the devil, and the demons are his agents, and they came down, they intermingled their DNA, created the giants, and then they put out this whole the thing on History Channel talking about the ancient aliens, and they give their spin on it. But the funny thing is that hints towards the truth a little bit, because they're describing what did happen, but they're still presenting it in the paradigm of the false heliocentric model universe. It's really amazing how when you read the Bible, you literally can understand everything that's going on. The reason why these UFO experiences appear to be supernatural in nature, like every UFO scientist comes to the conclusion, and I bet you $1 million that you will find out that is the conclusion that every single UFO researcher and extraterrestrial researcher has come to. But there is a lot of disinformation out there about it, but they are spiritual in nature. They are demons. I've heard a story that somebody mentioned the blood of Christ, and the aliens disappeared. They were going through a sort of type of abduction experience. A lot of these experiences that you read about online, they're so bizarre. They don't seem physical in nature. It really has every sense of being demonic in nature. So they're not actually real, and that's how the devil works. He's not really of the truth, and so he doesn't tell what's real. And they're the fallen angels, the sons of God, the angels that sinned. Talks about in Peter. For if God spared not the angels that sinned. Let's look at that. For if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. Do you not understand yet? Do you still not understand? You have to understand. It's so clear. We just went over it. They saw the daughters of men were fair. The angels that sinned. The sons of God. And let me show you the verse in Job. When all the morning stars sang together and all the sons of God shouted for joy. That's the verse. It's Job chapter 38. Forgetting the verse. When all the morning stars sang together and all the sons of God shouted for joy. It says he's the father of lights. right here, verse 7. When all the morning stars sang together and all the sons of God shouted for joy. I already went over this. This is one of the first videos I did. I said what the stars really are. I did a video on that, and I went to that verse. The stars are angels. It says so right in that verse. There's so much. It says, 2 Corinthians, chapter 11. It says, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. It says in James, every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, and cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning. And it talks about one of the hosts of the heavens spake to such and such. I need to find the verses, and I'll pull those up. I'll do another video and go into that. But this is touching upon an old video that I already did, so you can look that up. I'll try to find that, and I'll post that on my Facebook or whatever. Hope this study was interesting. I'm going to do my next video, music in the Bible. I think it's quite clear what the Bible says. The sons of God, Father of lights, when all the morning stars sang together and all the sons of God shouted for joy. It's so clear. It says in Isaiah, let's say, look right here. Yeah. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? The morning stars sang together, and all the sons of God shouted for joy. You see how there's a connection? It's really awesome how the Bible is so clear. How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weakest the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. But instead, it says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. There's more. There really is. There's so much more. I'm not even giving it justice. I went into some verses. I think it's pretty clear. An angel of light. For Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. The Father of lights, the sons of God. Makes a little mysterious. Well, this is the verse that I went to in the first video. Revelations chapter 12 is a great chapter. It tells us that the stars are angels.